What up, what up? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the RF Deal Desk. Live in full effect. We are here. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to the people. I got the comments open on the right side. I got you guys on the left side. I got deals on the middle side. So does it look dark or is it just me? I think it's just me. I think we're good. Happy Friday. What's going on? Let me see if I can change the lights back here. No, that didn't work. All right. Is it dark? Is it just me? Is it dark? Like on me? I don't know. Maybe, hold on. See, that's a lot better, right? That's like a lot brighter. Happy Friday. What's going on? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It is a good Friday. I got this guy. So we got squatter number 1 out. This is squatter number 2 of the week. This week is a squatters week, baby. Squatters ain't having no luck with me. I'll tell you that right now. So we got a squatter here. He's the son of the previous owner. Absolute scumbag, just like the last squatter. I'm just gonna come right out, say that. Anyway, so he is moving his stuff out, apparently, according to him. So in the next few days, he should be out of there. If he's not, I mean, I've already filed the ejectment. Again, guys, I don't wait to file, to be clear, on an eviction or an ejectment. For a squatter, it would be an ejectment, by the way, not an eviction. An eviction, this is a very important note. An eviction is when you have a tenant that had a lease at some point or has a lease and broke the terms of the lease. That would be an eviction. An ejectment, at least in the state of Florida and in most states, an ejectment is, hey, we never had a lease. We never had anything with you. You just illegally, forcefully put yourself in the property. That is an ejectment, okay? And an unlawful detainer is, and that's the third form, is, hey, you had permission at one point. You no longer have permission. Now you're unlawfully, in the property. So little nuances, but yes, I don't wait, guys. Okay, I file it anyway. For a few reasons. One, person's gonna take you a lot more seriously when they have a process server come from the court and say, oh shit, this guy's not playing around. This is an eviction now, right? Two, the clock's already running, so I don't wanna waste time with him, right? We filed it last week, so he's got 20 days to respond back to it. So we're moving, right? There's no question. Three, I don't have to be on their timeline, right? It's my timeline. Now, at any point, should this guy leave next week by Monday, Tuesday, whatever it is, great. I can dismiss the case, take possession, no problem. Oh, but you spent the, $1,500 to file it. Who cares? Who cares? Because it's not a guarantee that he's going to get out, right? I'd rather be ahead of it. I see it happen all the time. Oh, yeah, he said he was going to be out. Boom. Hey, F you, I'm not leaving. Oh, great. Should have filed the eviction 2 weeks ago. Damn it, right? Ask me how I know that. So be very quick with it. Catch for keys, of course, right? It's always best to catch flies with honey than with vinegar, okay? That's an old saying, but it's really, really true. I will always try to give cash for keys. Even with this guy, try to give him $1,000, $2,000. It's very important. It's worth it. Why? Well, why should you give a squatter any money? I understand the logic, but you just don't have the experience because you're going to spend the money anyway. So if I'm going to pay the attorney $1,500 to $3,000 anyway, why not start by offering this guy the $1,500 to $2,000? It'll save you a lot of headache and it'll move time faster. Again, I'm not married to the outcome. I want the process to go faster. What do you want with a squatter or an eviction or a tenant or whatever? You want possession, right? Possession is 9/10 of the law. There's another expression. It really is true. So if you want possession, put your ego and put your feelings aside and don't worry about that. Get it done the right way and the quick way. For me, the right way is usually the path of least resistance and the fastest way. So I don't really care about anything else. What's up, Will? Jose Fernandez, new to the team. How are you? I love it, man. What's going on, brother? Welcome. Welcome. I love it. So there's a crazy deal we got locked up, and that's the one that I'm going to be going over unless anybody has a deal that they want to bring up. But It's not this one. This is another one. It is not this one. Got a lot of deals. Hold on. Let me see. Is it maybe? No. Hold on. Stand by. Stand by. Simmer down. Hold on. Nope, that's not the one. Hold on, guys. Let me get this address for you. Bingo. Here we go. Got it. Bingo was his name-o. All right, so this deal, this is going to be a banger. And it's complex. So we already own it. We got the deeds. So you guys understand what's going on here. You guys can see everything here. This is us. This is me and the JV talking, right? Last night. Good day. I'm working another deal. Blah, blah, blah. Text me the address. Cool. Blah, 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 blah. This is last night, right? 4:15 p.m. Again, guys, all transparency, baby. All real addresses. I don't care if you have this address because we already own it, right? Number one. Number two, I want to show you, because I get this question all the time. People are like, oh, Will, you know, how long will it take me to get my first deal? Sometimes it takes less than 24 hours, okay? So let me jump on a Zoom call. Yup, let me wrap this up. How much are we getting? $15,000 for 33%. It ended up being 50%, by the way, after I spoke to the JV and I broke it down. Paid on the back end. As is. ARV, excuse me, 830. Okay, as is 500K conservatively. No mortgage on this deal. Yes, sir, I noticed. We walk through. I go on the phone with Gio now. They own 50%. Gio's my attorney. That was running things by him. I already filed this. Here you go. Here's the kid. Good morning. Sounds good. I have a question. Blah, blah, blah. Boom. Right here. Today at 1 p.m. So yesterday at 4 p.m. Today at 1 p.m. Bam. Hey, we got 50%. We got one of the 50% heirs because there was two of them. Boom. At 3:28, right before our RF Pro call, and this is an RF Pro member, by the way, bam, we got the second part. So there you go. Less than 24 hours, 4 p.m. yesterday to 3:28 p.m. today, we now own 50% of this house. Okay, curative title at its finest. Okay, now what were the triggers for this deal? Well, there were tax delinquency, all right, and I'm going to pull up. I should have had, one second. Here we go. I'm going to remove this west because it shouldn't be west. This is what the house looks like. We're going to run the full play here. Hey, we'll have an address if you can run the play on it, please and thank you. Yeah, Jose, go ahead and send it. Send me the address there so I have it as soon as I move through this one. This is what the house looks like. Okay, obviously it needs work. But this is in a little area in Miami called Coral Gables. It's very close to Coral Gables. It's not technically Coral Gables. This is 33155. Coral Gables is 33154. But guys, it's close enough. Okay, if you're from South Florida, I'll give you some perspective of where this house is. This is Coral Gables. All this. This is the Biltmore. This is where this house is. Right here. Wabam. Okay. I mean, guys. Doesn't get any better than this, okay? This is a very, very ritzy area. Now, where would you have found this lead? Well, here's all your triggers. Absentee owners, free and clear, tax government lien, list pendants, utility lien, and of course, tax delinquency. So there was like 6 of them, okay? They tried to list this house back in 2024, and it was withdrawn. So you could have gone to an expired listing deal, right? There's a lot of places. Here's a list pendants right here. Statement of lien, right? And you got a tax government lien right here. This is just a tax filing. They owe property taxes. So you had all the triggers that you wanted. Jose, send me that address right there in the chat, please. So I get it. Sometimes if you send it, by the way, YouTube will actually block it for some reason. So try to send it in like 2 pieces, like, 1, 2, 3, send main, send street. It might work better that way. But I just want to jump right out into it right after. So here's your comps. All right, let's look at the comps. Well, let me go back for a second. Sorry. Let me go back. There's no mortgage. Okay, this is very important. There's no mortgage on this house. The last mortgage on this house, it's so old it hadn't even recorded. So it's probably over 30 years ago since this house had a mortgage. Guys, that is awesome, which means that this is free and clear, which means that it's all equity, minus some tax, delinquencies and stuff like that. But there's no debt in terms of the mortgage. Now I will continue. Here's your comps. So you got a 2-1, 1,400 square feet. That's our subject, right? And we're going to go right here. I mean, right next door, this is a new construction, but right next door, you got $1 million, okay? Now, keep in mind, we bought 50% of this house for $15,000. 15 grand. That's a banger. That's what we would call in the business a bangarooski, okay? All right, I got your address now. 6756 Northwest 199 Street, Hialeah. I love it, Hialeah. As Brad Pitt, or what's his name? Ben Affleck said, Hialeah in the movie. That was a really funny movie. So you got a lot of comps here. You got 750, you got 775, you got 875, right? We want to make sure these aren't new constructions. They're not. 799, 550. This was a cash deal, by the way. This thing right here, check this out. That thing sold cash. How do I know? Because when I click on it and I go over here, I don't see any, it's a building or construction loan, which tells me that's hard money. Okay, so this was cash for 555. I mean, that's pimp, right? So again, we got equity, right? You're gonna write that down. We bought it. You're gonna write that down. Bought for 15K. Keep in mind, $0 up front. Technically $500 in consideration, but we bought it. The 15K is gonna be on the back end once we sell it. The as-is value is $500,000. We're talking about a big boy home run here. This is not a base hit. This is not a double. This is not a triple. This is a home run. This is a multiple six-figure deal, okay? So that means that if the as-is 550, you divide it by 2, because we own 50%, right? So 2 halves. That's going to be $250,000. So, again, we are entitled as 50% owners to $250,000. $250,000 is half of the as-is value. There's no mortgage on this house. Now, there's going to be some taxes and stuff like that, and the taxes that are due, I will show you, are $105,000. Now, the taxes that are due are $32,000 plus $9,000, so like $41,000. The rest of it is homestead penalties, okay, from them claiming homestead when it wasn't their homestead. So, in partitions, because this is going to be a partition, things are divided equally by the parties. So the expenses are going to be, we can claim the expenses. So let's say it is 105. 105, I'm going to just write taxes divided by 2 is 56,500. So 56,500 is going to need to be paid by our side at some point. So you got 250,000 minus 56,500. I don't feel like doing math right now. It's the end of the day. You got 250,000 minus 56,500. You got 193,500. Okay. Now minus out 15,000, what we paid for the deed, right? And minus, let's call it $7,000 on the high end because we got to do a probate on our side and some partition. Let's do that math. So now you got minus 15,000 minus 7,000. 171,500. So listen, guys, when all is said and done, and I said the as-is was 500, I was being very conservative. I have multiple cash sales at 550 and 530. So I'm being very conservative, okay? When all is said and done, we stand to make profit here, selling it as is, of 171,500, 171,500. The JV and I are going 50-50 on that. So you got 171,500 divided by 2. That's 85,000. 85,750 each. So the JV for bringing this deal and for coming out to the party is going to make 85,750, and we are going to make 85,750. That is awesome. Okay, on a house that we're not going to fix and flip, on a house that we're not going to do anything to. And what's crazy is that the other 50% is owned by another investor who bought his side for 15 grand. Good for him. So we actually know him. We're going to join forces. And we're going to sue the life estate, which is the current owner, who is Marlene, right? Together. The last deed that was transferred over here was in 2022. You can see over here. And you have Marlene. So what happened here, and I'm just going to break it down super simple, and then I'm going to go to your deal, Jose. This property, the original owner died in 2008, okay? She was an elderly lady. Her name was Hortensia, okay? She left behind a life estate. So a life estate is an entity. Think of it that way. So a life estate owns 100% of the house. Her husband, who was her surviving spouse, think of him as the beneficiary of the life estate, okay? So he owned 100%. They together had 2 children. The remaindermen of the life estate, aka the beneficiaries or the heirs of that life estate, were the 2 children. One of them's name is William, funny enough, and the other one's name is Juan. Okay, so there's Juan Sr. and Juan Jr. Now, Juan Sr. was a very bad man, and he went to jail. He is still in jail, and he's going to be in jail for the rest of his life. We're not going to get into that story. So the life estate, he got remarried after she died. He transfers his interest in the life estate to this lady named Marlene. Kind of a no-no, but he did it anyway. So the new investor who bought the other 50, one of the children, right, William, he bought his 50%. He sues her to invalidate the life estate. Why? It's kind of like for waste, basically, which he's saying, hey, she should have been paying the taxes as a life estate. You have kind of a fiduciary duty to pay the taxes, upkeep the property. This property has hundreds of thousands of dollars in liens violations. And he looks like he's winning. And then we are going to join into that lawsuit, and we're going to do the same thing. And that's how we're going to end up with 85,750 bones, smackaroos. And last but not least, I'm just going to show you guys how you would have come to find out that this gentleman owned the house. So you come over here, right? I would have grabbed the last deed because it was one in 2025. And I'm like, I don't know who that is. But it's an LLC called Protected Property LLC. All right? Here we go. And we're going to do Protected Property. I already have it saved here, so here you go. And bam, there's the lawsuit. See right here? Right here. The lawsuit is between, let me look at the parties, Protected LLC, that's the guy who owns the other 50%, and Marlene. How did I know that all this was going on? It's simple. I read. That's it. You got to be able to read in this business just a little bit, right? And he basically says that he tells the story, literally everything I just told you. On or about July 20th, William executed a corrective warranty deed, conveying his 1/2 remaining interest in the party, waste. Then he just starts saying, hey, this Marlene and the life estate is in waste, right? $30,000, $107,000 in lien, $58,000 in lien, $250, $48,000. There's more of them. There was a lot more. So anyway, basically like $300,000 worth of liens. The liens are not my question. They're not my concern. So that's that, guys. We're going to make $85,750 each. So $171,500, $0 out of pocket, and $15,000 on the back end for the 50%. This deal, yes, believe it or not, was sitting for everybody in Miami-Dade, which is one of the hottest markets in America. Just chilling. It was chilling for everybody, but nobody could figure it out. When you see this right here, REM, that stands for remainderman. So when you see this, Juan Antonio Quero, that's the guy who's in prison, right? LE stands for life estate. This is remainderman Juan Antonio Quero Jr., which is deceased. We bought both of his heirs' interest. That's how we obtained the 50%. We got to do a probate for this guy. And then you have remainderman William Quero, which is the other guy that the other heir that the Protected LLC investor bought. Right? Makes sense? Makes sense. All right, let's go and do Jose's. And then we out here. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Here we go, Mr. Jose. 6756 Northwest 199th Street. Hialeah. Here we go. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so you got a free and clear property. According to this, you got lien releases, HOA lien, certificate of service, dismissal order. All right, so it's the patio homes. Certificate of service. Yeah, so there was an HOA lien of some sort. I don't see any mortgage liens other than this thing from 2006, which is not a reverse mortgage. Why do I know that? Because it's a regular 30-year, right? So here we go. So let's go through it. So what do you want to know about this, Jose? What do you want to know? I got Luz Mila Trejos is the owner. This is right by Country Club. It's great. Yeah, this is Country Club Miami Lakes. I actually owned a house right here and I flipped it. Crushed like $400,000 on that. And then I own another house right here. Funny enough, I know this area real well. This looks like a condo. Or is that a house? Any other way to find a property's last deed if it's not on the County Recorder of Deeds website? The clerk of courts would be the only other way, or the property appraiser, or the county recorder. If it's not there, then well, I'm not going to make that assumption, but more than likely it was never recorded, so AKA it's not valid. B, it's just an old county that doesn't have those records, or it might just be that old of a deed. Like if it was a deed from the 80s or the 70s, obviously they weren't online, so might be. Or if it's like a really teeny tiny county, they might not report it because they don't have, like, you know, new systems. Is this lead worth pursuing? Well, yeah, I mean, I gotta have a little bit more context than that, but let me do my thing, bro. Hold on. Let me do my thing. One second. It's a weird little lot. Okay, so it's a cluster home. Yeah. All right. Nice house, 1,300 square feet. 3.2. ARV's probably in the high fives. Let's see how good I was. Oh. Yeah, pretty good. There you go. Feeling myself today, guys. Feeling myself. Where am I at? Hold up. This is... Oh. Wait a second, my man. You didn't tell me she was tax delinquent that many months. Hell yeah. So a great lead to pursue. 2+ years tax delinquency. Yes, sir. Now we're going to look this lady up. See if we can find anything. Luz Mila. Notice of commencement here. Oh, they applied for her tax deed. So this is going to go to tax auction fairly soon. She has a lien from the HOA, $3,500, easy day. That's not a problem. I'm not concerned about that. Miami-Dade County, hold on, notice. Okay, so she's been through this before. Yeah, she's used to doing this, so I would just call her, absolutely. Yeah, it's a great lead to pursue. I would call her, send it, see what she wants to do. I'm driving, sorry, no worries, bro. Yeah, Jose, I would pursue it, 100%. 100%. She has long-term ownership. She has no debt on it. All equity. She's tax delinquent 2+ years, as you can see here, and it's a good amount. It's $30,000. So she's tax delinquent almost 4 years. Yep, March 19th. Yep, that's the one. But again, she has a history of paying them off last minute. So, but I would call her 100%. I would go knock on her door. I would call her 100%. All right, guys. It's been real. It's been fun. This was awesome. Appreciate you guys. RF Deal Desk every single day. Tomorrow we will be here 12 to 1. Sunday we don't do it. Every weekday, 5 to 6. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Like and share it if you're getting value out of this. A lot of people are. You can submit a deal right there using the QR code. And if you're interested, because we get a lot of questions like, hey, what's the app that you guys use? Well, here it is right here. It's RF Deal Finder, and it's also on the bottom right here, rfdealfinder.com. So appreciate you guys. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.